Well, good morning and welcome to Leza Live on the radio on the News 103.5 FM KYCA. Happy Monday, gentlemen. How's everybody doing today?
Good. What was that look for?
Well,
Did you read a story?
I read the date that I wrote down on my little cheat sheet here, Monday, October 23rd. I'm like, is it October?
No.
Why would I put October?
Wishful thinking?
No. Gosh, it's flying by faster than we can handle as it is. But yeah, I had to think about it for a second. So yeah, it's September 23rd, and that was why I looked so confused.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought you just read something that was going to blow all our minds.
Yeah, breaking news.
Yeah.
No, thank goodness, no
Nothing.
breaking news. Yeah, how are you? Fresh off
tired,
a fun weekend, tired.
Flying was awesome all day on Saturday. I flew a lot.
Yeah.
I had several friends show up that didn't realize I was there, so that was interesting.
Didn't realize you were there? How
Yeah.
can they miss you?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I even flew when they were there and stuff, and I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I dress differently when I'm flying. I wear,
a costume.
sunglasses, and I have a hat, and I drive my truck and not my normal daily driver. And
Okay, well,
I
good.
guess that's an excuse.
Any crash landings?
Of course, several.
Yeah? Ooh, did you
a
ruin
big event.
anything?
Me, no, I didn't
Okay,
crash any.
okay.
But no, I had a good time. I had
Good,
fun.
fantastic.
And then we had a lot of people show up. So I'm already talked to the guys, and I'm going to be on the board next year.
Okay.
So I'm already talking and saying we need to get them in to talk about it.
Yes.
Long before we have it.
You're talking about your radio-controlled
Yeah.
flying
Model airplanes.
Model
airplanes, yep.
I was going to say flying family, but same
Same
difference.
thing. I like
Frequent
that.
flyer program.
I like
Good.
flying family. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, good. Well, that will be an interesting conversation because I know nothing about remote-controlled airplanes. So can they fly them around the studio while we're talking?
No.
No. Okay.
Way too tight.
Okay.
Way too small.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you had fun.
It was
And
good.
what about you, Drew? Did you enjoy the park after dark on Saturday
Had a great time.
at the Heritage Park Zoological Sanctuary?
That was more fun than I anticipated.
Yeah.
And I can only tell you this: I saw Raquel there, Gardner,
Yes.
and she was a very busy woman. But if you have not seen that jaguar, and I'm going to screw his name up, I want to say Tulio.
Yeah.
Okay. He is probably one of the most gorgeous creatures I've seen.
Isn't he beautiful?
I mean, he was on display. He was proud.
Yeah.
The other one was, hiding, but
Yeah.
he was like, "Look at me." Okay. But
love
what a
it.
great time. Music was good, food was good, the tours was good. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And then Sunday ended up doing the Indian art.
Yes.
So,
yes.
and got to see Stuart. I ran into Stuart, Rosebrook there, and
Right.
beautiful. The two things I picked out, one was 18,000, the
Yes.
other one was 15,000.
Me too.
Unbelievable. I'm like, oh, this is really nice.
I know.
And I went to Jamie. I said, gee, that's really nice. What do you think? And I turned the tag over and I walked away. She goes,
Yeah.
what? And I said, that was $18,000.
It's the real deal. The
Oh.
real deal. You and I have the same taste, apparently, because I went on Saturday. Scott Dandos and I went, and we both just eyed this beautiful necklace. I mean, I'm like, I'm going to splurge.
That was it.
That was it. With the beautiful clasp on the side. And I'm like, oh, that would be fabulous on my radio show. I need that. And it was very expensive, but it was so well crafted.
That would look beautiful on
anybody,
just
on
about
Matt.
it looked good on me, but that's how bad.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll look good on me.
Well, I
But-
don't have a picture to show you because they don't want you to take pictures of their artwork, which makes a lot of sense because that was
Yeah.
my first inclination is I got to capture a visual
Oh yeah,
of this.
they didn't want anybody taking pictures
Yeah.
for somebody to try to copy it. And
Exactly.
that would be
Copywriting,
cool.
yeah. 'cause-
Exactly. Yeah.
it's really well known when I worked in New Mexico around the reservations and stuff. It's real well known that people will do that and send it over to
Sure.
overseas where
And-
they don't care about intellectual property.
Right.
Yeah, but
well, it makes sense to me.
I was gonna say, so obviously you didn't buy it if Drew saw it on Sunday.
Yeah,
so
no,
that's
I
sad.
didn't buy it. No, I mean there's a big difference between a little treat and an investment. And yeah, it was really. I wouldn't be surprised if they did sell it though. I'm sure. I thought about it again on Sunday.
Although I'd be lying to you. I was like 18,000 for jewelry.
Yeah.
18,000 for a new motorcycle.
Right.
Okay, new motorcycle it is.
Maybe you should split it. You guys could take turns.
That would be still a
No,
$9,000 investment.
No, that
Yeah.
one, I know that one wouldn't work.
Well, the artwork was just outstanding, and the performances. We had the fry bread. Did you partake in the Indian fry bread? No.
Nah, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Well,
It's
no,
okay, it's good. But
It's the same everywhere you go, but I
Yeah.
mean, I hadn't had it in probably 10 years. I mean, you can get it over there at Taco Don's. When we had the kids, we would go over there and get Indian fry bread. But yeah, so it was just part of the experience.
their lemonade was off the chart.
Oh,
If you
yes. Scott got the lemonade. He
Oh,
said it was
the
amazing.
The lemonade was
Yeah.
great. Ran into some people that knew Matt that flew with him on Saturday and gave him all kinds of accolades. Just
Oh,
so you know.
nice.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, Gary.
Oh yeah, Gary. Yeah, I talked to Gary on Saturday. Yeah, his
Who-
one of Drew's
my
neighbors.
neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I found out knows flies with Matt.
It's a small
world.
world.
It is,
After all.
yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
he-
nice.
Yeah, and he was at the Park After Dark as well.
Oh, cool.
See, that's fantastic. So nice. Well, we didn't make it to the park after dark because we went home and watched the ASU game and fell asleep, and then decided to just stay home for the rest of the night.
It was probably best to fall asleep while trying to watch that
Man,
game.
I mean, thank goodness for the Badgers with the win
Yeah.
over Vista Grande, 31-26, because the Cardinals and the Sun Devils took a dump. But the Chiefs game last night was great. Did you watch that game? It was tight the entire game against the Falcons,
Yep.
and that kept me awake and interested.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Very good, very good. So big football weekend.
Don't forget Bradshaw. Bradshaw won down in Phoenix.
Well,
They
very
played
good.
St. Mary's.
Okay.
They won 21-20. So
Oh,
our two teams up here,
doing well.
did well.
Setting up the stage for a big crosstown rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
When is that going to take place, Drew? He's looking at the schedule. I knew
Yeah, I was
he'd
gonna
know.
say it's typically
24th.
The 24th of October.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Next
typically
month.
That's,
like the
that's
last
Bradshaw.
regular.
Yeah.
Prescott. Yeah.
Okay. Fabulous. Very exciting. Well, way to go, Bears. Way to go, Badgers. Very nice. We kicked off our weekend playing golf at Antelope Hills, which was just fantastic Friday afternoon. And, hit the, I want to mention, hit the farmer's market Saturday morning before the Indian. I mean, we just did it all.
Yeah.
We did it all. And the farmer's market, of course, did not disappoint. And so, yeah, full weekend and back at it on a Monday morning.
Are you going golfing today? I heard the
Tomorrow.
weather today is going to be incredible.
Yeah, today's going to be nice and it's going to be hot again tomorrow. 87 for a high tomorrow. That made me very sad.
That makes me sad too.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful it is today, though.
Well, today, 83, they said the high. Am I hitting it close? I'm just
Yeah,
going off
86.
my app. 86.
86 today,
Okay.
87 for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Light winds, 10 to 15 miles an hour, but we're going to have this for a few days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, because today is actually the first day of autumn or fall,
Okay.
technically. So,
Very good.
but I mean, look outside. Nobody's got anything better
No.
going around. I
No,
mean, this
absolutely
is it.
not. No.
I mean, this is as good as it's going to get.
It is. Absolutely. Karen Fan will be sitting in this hot seat tomorrow.
That's right.
Guest hosting for me. I'll be playing golf at the Pinnacle Bank Invitational
Oh, good.
Golf
Wow.
Tournament.
Big
Wow.
time.
Second annual. Yes, my partner Elaine and I walked away with the trophy last year because we were the only females that participated in the entire tournament. So
Well, good.
we're going to have some competition this year, though, because I know some people were like, we can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun, and you'll have a great time with Karen tomorrow. I don't know what she'll be talking about, but we love Karen. She brings
Yes.
it every single time, and so be sure to tune in for that.
I'm sad. I'm probably going to not be here too. Is what the goal is. I
Yeah,
know.
everybody's
Well,
taking off.
it's-
Drew, are you going to be here tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Drew will be here, so he can hold down the fort. I want to let you guys know that today is the Great American Pot Pie Day. Didn't you just tell us that the Gurley Street Grill has the best pot pie?
Best chicken pot pie, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, I got a challenge for you. You gotta pick up a pot pie from Panera, not Panera, Pangea.
They do
The bakery?
They do a good job.
Oh, so you've had that one too?
I've had that one.
And
before.
Gurley Street is still better, huh?
I like the pastry, the dough
Yeah.
on Gurley was just flaky. It was almost like a phyllo dough, how
Yeah.
flaky it gets.
Yeah.
And it was just perfect. So
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
as you can see, I'm not very critical on those
Exactly, absolutely. It's also National Family Day, which is great for you since Ma Hinshaw's still staying with you at your place.
Yeah, for another week. Yeah,
very nice.
And
All
she was very angry this weekend
Angry. Why was Ma angry?
because ASU lost.
Oh, right.
And then the Cardinals lost, and she loves watching sports just in general, but especially when it's our teams.
Yes, absolutely. Me
And-
too. Same.
Yeah,
Yep.
my
You got to
mom-
get her on board with the Chiefs because you got a better chance of winning when you're watching Kansas City.
that might be tough. I mean, she's born and raised in Phoenix, went to ASU.
Yeah.
I mean, she's Arizona through and through.
Well, yeah, but the Chiefs aren't college.
That's true.
And I am a Cardinals fan, but I'm also a Chief. You can root
also-
for more than one team.
It's nice having a winning team.
That's right, absolutely. It is National Hunting and Fishing Day. Get outside and catch your dinner today. That sounds like a good idea. The fishing part, anyway. Yeah, okay. Let's see, what else can I tell you about today? There's, it's International Day of Sign Languages. According to the World Federation of the Deaf, there are more than 70 million people worldwide who can't hear at all, and together they use more than 300 different sign languages. That's amazing.
Wow, that's difficult.
I know a
That
few.
is.
a lot.
Yeah, I bet you do. Don't you flash them at me right now, mister.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a story that everybody was talking about last week, and we never got to because we were just so jam-packed with all of our guests, but we got to talk about this.
It's too good of a show.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
exactly.
So we don't have time for these national stories when there's so much locally.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But this is a great story. You probably heard stories about preteens somehow managing to take cars out for a joyride down the street, right? Well, this girl is
Never.
putting all of them to shame. Listen to this. She's 8 years old. In Ohio. She was reported missing on Sunday morning when her parents hadn't seen her in a couple of hours. Turns out she was busy, super busy. Security footage shows that the girl got in the family's SUV and drove off. 8 years old. Authorities found her about 12 miles away, which would have been at least a 20-minute drive across multiple highways and surface streets. 8 years old. She was found at a Starbucks inside a Target where she had ordered a Frappuccino.
Wow.
I mean, when you
I'm
need
impressed.
a Frappuccino, you need aren't you?
I mean, I didn't take the car out until I was 12.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this girl's got me beat by 4 years.
She's got some confidence.
I'm seriously,
I
I'm
know,
impressed.
I
I
know.
think that's good.
Well, but that isn't all. She also had more than
There's more.
$400 in cash and had spent some of that at Target before purchasing her her Frappuccino. The cops had the store refund her for those purchases, and they haven't said what she bought. I'm curious to know what she bought. Cigarettes, maybe? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she got the coffee part down. Coffee,
right,
cigarettes,
right.
car. Yeah, works.
There's a lot of questions that don't have answers, like why the Starbucks barista and Target clerk let an 8-year-old girl order stuff alone without any obvious guardians around, and also how the girl was able to navigate to the Target. Just parking at a Target is a challenge for anybody. So thankfully nobody was hurt. The girl did fess up, hitting a mailbox somewhere along her journey. She couldn't see where she was, but she knows she hit a mailbox. Oh, my gosh. She's too young to be charged criminally, and her parents haven't commented. Where were they?
Yeah.
Where were the
I want
parents?
to know where she got the $400.
Yeah, don't you?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to know what Formula One team she's going to drive for in about 20 years.
right?
There you go.
Right? I know. That's a great story.
If
8 years.
she's that good at 8? Ooh,
Hopefully,
man.
they're going to have to hide the keys a little bit better because she's pretty savvy, that little girl.
Yeah.
8 years
Yeah,
old.
that doesn't work, by the way.
She's got double her life to wait to drive legally.
Or at
Yep.
least another 4 years.
Yeah, in Drew's world. Yeah.
Hey, at 12, I made copies of all the keys in the car.
Really?
I had my own keys. They'd lock the keys up. I'd like, oh, okay.
Oh, man. I remember I was of age, but my mom drove a Porsche 924, and we lived in Scottsdale, and we weren't allowed to drive it. Well, one time my parents were on vacation, and I found the Porsche keys, and I took the Porsche out, and I got a speeding ticket.
Well,
I mean,
of
the
course.
one time I take the Porsche. And I'm driving downtown Phoenix, and I got a speeding ticket. And I wasn't going real fast. It was like one of those, 24 mile per hour speed limits. I was doing 31 type thing.
Leza Bueller's Day Off.
I swear. And then I was so upset because then I had to tell them that I took out the Porsche. And, I made a big deal. And when I told them what it was, then they were like, oh, that's all it is? Because, I mean, I made a big deal. Like, you're going to be so mad. I'm going to be grounded for the rest of my life. They're thinking something huge, right? I'm 16, maybe 17.
Right.
So anyway, yeah. I didn't crash any mailboxes, though.
That's a positive.
That is a positive.
You didn't put it up on jacks and try and run it in reverse?
No, none of that
Nothing?
stuff. No. Here's a great story. A lot of times you hear about a mystery that would be perfect for a TV detective. Well, someone in California had their car broken into on Friday the 13th. They were parked outside of a school and had gone inside the gym with their kid. When they came back to the car, they saw that the back passenger window had been shattered. And when they looked inside, they noticed there was at least one thing missing. A cardboard box that the owner said contained $1 million in cash. Your microphone's not on. Yeah,
No way.
$1 million in cash. Police also say they discovered a GPS device attached to the car. So somebody was tracking them. Because they knew that he had $1 million. How big is $1 million in cash? That's a big box.
It's a big box. Yeah, that's a big duffel bag.
About the size of a briefcase, actually.
That's it?
Yeah, seriously.
You'd think it'd be bigger. I
No.
guess it depends on the bills,
Yeah.
the denominations, right?
Yeah, $100
Right?
bills, yeah.
Well, suddenly this break-in is a lot more interesting, but unfortunately there aren't any more details. The cops are investigating both the break-in and the claim that there was $1 million cash inside. I mean, how can they track that?
If you had $1 million in your car, would you park and leave it alone?
No.
This doesn't make a lot of sense here.
No. He's trying to
Yeah.
cash in on some
He's
insurance.
trying to scam somebody
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, good luck, buddy.
Mine would be all over the bed, and I'd be swimming in it like
Yeah.
in Breaking Bad.
Or Indecent Proposal. Remember
Either.
that
Yeah.
scene?
Yep, that works. Either.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay. Well, we should move on because we have two guests this morning. Coming up after the quick break, we're going to be talking to Deborah Chambers from Yavapai College. She's going to tell us about a community food distribution that's happening this week. And she has all the details. That's coming up next. Also, our very favorite Prescott City Councilman, Brandon Montoya, is coming up. He's going to fill us in on all the things going on at the city a little later on this hour right here on Leza Live. Right now, ladies, when it comes to your health, Prescott Women's Clinic has you covered. From annual well woman exams to specialized care, they offer everything you need at every stage of your life, whether it's family planning, prenatal care, hormone therapy, or menopause management. Their compassionate team is here for you with expert care and a supportive environment and 2 convenient locations, one in Prescott and one in Prescott Valley. Schedule your appointment today and take charge of your health. Give them a call at 928-778-4300. You can learn more and make your appointment online at PrescottWomen'sClinic.com. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News, 103.5 FM KYCA on a Monday morning. Joining me once again a year later, we have the food pantry manager from Yavapai College, Deborah Chambers. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for having me back.
You're welcome. You just said something during the break, which is just, great news. Tell everybody.
Yeah, well, I was here a year ago, a year ago in August,
Yes.
and we were asking for food from the community at that time, and there was a wonderful outpouring also from the community. We got a ton of food back from that. This year, we want to give back to the community, so we're having a mobile food distribution on Friday.
On Friday, this coming Friday.
Friday.
And who is welcome to partake in the mobile food distribution?
Absolutely everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, anybody within earshot.
Okay.
And
Fantastic.
and so it's from 11 to 2. But I would say line up early.
Okay.
We're doing it in collaboration with St. Mary's Food Bank, so we should have plenty of food for everyone.
Okay.
We're going to have a fun day. We're going to have music playing. We have about 50 volunteers, so we're hoping to move people through quickly. So it's that typical model of you come in, you open your trunk or your back door, whatever, and we throw food in and you drive away with it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. And what kind of food can people expect to pick up?
Well, and we're going to have perishable and non-perishable
Okay.
food, so probably plan on going home after that to your
Right.
refrigerator. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. And all the food that you'll be donating or distributing came in as a donation?
Came in as donations and from St. Mary's Food Bank. They're going to deliver 8 pallets of food that morning. So it should be a lot. It should be enough. We're expecting a couple of hundred people to come through, and we are asking people to come on Washington Avenue
Okay.
instead of the normal way in
Into the college?
to the college.
Okay.
Just because we don't want to back anybody up on Sheldon.
Right.
And cause any traffic
Sure.
issues. So,
Sure.
and there will be signs, and there will be the Arizona Rangers are going to be out there helping us. So, it should be an easy, smooth transition to go back through Washington. It's through the back of the college,
Right.
and then we have a giant parking lot across from the library and the Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
So they'll pull into that parking lot and then go through, get the food, and get pushed out onto Sheldon. Well, they'll
Okay.
exit that way. But there'll be signs and there'll be people everywhere helping
Wonderful.
them. Yeah.
Now, do you recommend people line up early because it's first come, first serve, right?
I would definitely line up early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and there'll be room for people to come on out
There will
and
be.
park and wait.
There will be, yeah.
Okay, but the official drive starts at 11, goes until 2 o'clock. Drive-through only.
Yes.
Like I said, first come, first served until food runs out. What a generous thing that Yavapai
Yeah.
College is doing. When you were donating the food, or when you were asking for donations last year, it was to help the students out, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
And like I said, we did get a wonderful outpouring from your listeners and the community from that. But over the last year, we've really grown a lot in the food pantry, which has been wonderful. And part of it is probably from that we've gotten better at advertising to our students. And then another part of it is because it's so hard for people right now to put food on the table. And I always say if a student can't put food on the table for themselves or their families, the first thing they're going to do is quit school.
Right.
And then we all lose. The student loses, the family loses, the community loses, the uplifting whatever it was that the student was going for. Now we don't have that in our community.
Right.
So it's all good.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yes. Taking that equation out of, it's already hard to be a student. And then if you're
It's
hungry.
very hard.
Yeah, on top of it. And I remember you telling me last year the pantry basically invites students that need it to come in and shop for food that they need for themselves and their families.
Yeah, it's a shopper's model. So they make an appointment and they can go online and make that appointment. And then they come in and we have frozen food, we have refrigerated food. In fact, the farmers market, the local Prescott Farmers Market gives us food every 2 weeks. They bring an abundance of fresh vegetables to us. So students come in and they open up the refrigerator and they see all of this fresh food. And it's just amazing to see the look on their face.
Yes.
And then we have frozen food as well. We have meat, we have pizza, we have all kinds of frozen stuff. And then 4 shelves of non-perishable foods, including toiletries. So it's really, there's a lot of options there for them. So,
Right.
and they get really excited when they come in.
I
and
can imagine.
yeah.
How wonderful. Well, if you are in need and you're hungry, take advantage of this community food distribution
Yeah.
at Yavapai College. It's happening this coming Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday morning, 11 o'clock is when it's going to start until the food runs out, or 2 o'clock, whichever comes
Whichever
first.
comes first. And
Yes.
they can go to www.yc.edu/food pantry.
Okay.
And there's a flyer and a map on there that
Oh,
they can look at.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and remember, when you come, don't come through the main entrance of Yavapai College off of Sheldon. Turn onto Washington Street and go the back way, which is beautiful. You get to see the baseball fields
is.
and the
That's right.
tennis courts and the dormitories,
dorms.
yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a
beautiful
It
campus.
really is. Oh, fantastic. Well, this is such a great thing, and I hope that this continues. I hope that your
too.
donations continue to be abundant and that you're able to distribute into the community, since
Yeah.
we are a community college, right?
We are. It's a community college, and we're all in this together. So it's a, we give, you give. It's a circle,
Right.
and we're all here to help and uplift each other.
Well, Deborah,
Yeah.
keep up the good work.
Thank you,
Out
Leza.
there at the Yavapai College. Again, that website is yc.edu/food pantry for more information. You keep in touch and let us know what you need, all right?
Thank you, Leza.
Thank you, Deborah. Coming up next, our favorite Prescott City Councilman, Brandon Montoya, here on Leza Live. Right now, you guys don't want to miss this event. It's coming up tomorrow at the Circle of Life Senior Resource Center between 1 and 2 o'clock, featuring special guest Dr. Jason Campbell from Pro Solutions Dental Group. Dr. Campbell is a highly respected dentist right here in Prescott, and he's sharing vital tips for seniors and caregivers to keep those smiles healthy and strong. So whether you are a senior or you care for one, this event is packed with powerful insights. You're going to learn key secrets to prevent tooth damage and loss, how medical issues can impact your oral health, and easy preventative measures to help you live your best life. Again, it's tomorrow from 1 until 2 o'clock at the Circle of Life Senior Resource Center, which is located at 377 North Sheldon Street, Suite 102 in the Depot Marketplace. You can empower yourself and those you love with optimum oral health with Dr. Campbell from Pro Solutions Dental Group. More information is available online at PrescottDentist.com. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News, 103.5 FM, KYCA. Brandon Montoya, Prescott City Councilman, joining us once again this morning. How you doing there?
Good. I'm doing great.
Montoya Monday is what we said we were going to call it, and I forgot
Montoya
until right now.
Mondays.
Yeah.
Montoya Monday. I like
Yeah.
that. I like the ring of that.
I like it too.
I'm going to start telling my wife to call like Mondays Montoya Monday.
Why not? Yeah, why not? You're in once again this month to tell us about the things going on at the city. Never a dull moment at Prescott City Council, correct?
You know, yes. Never dull moment. Although I will say our meeting tomorrow is fairly mild, I think.
Okay.
So we'll
Very
see.
good.
But you never know. Sometimes I sit down and all of a sudden I'll see the rooms filled with like 30 people and I'll be like, I gotta look through the agenda again and figure out what people are upset about.
Yeah. What is on the agenda since we're talking about it for tomorrow's meeting?
We have 2 water service contracts, which is fairly standard issue at this point, because we have a water policy in place that kind of sets it up. One of them is for Augie's, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's going up at
East Spire Sports.
Yeah, exactly.
At the Pine Ridge Marketplace. Almost said Prescott Gateway Mall, but look at that.
I know. It's hard when you're an old timer, right?
Yeah, and you've been here a while.
You kind of think of the way things. So those are 2. I think we have like 3 items on the regular agenda. So not a lot.
Okay.
We do have a presentation. Candace Devine from Pure Imagination Festival is going to come and do a little bit of presentation.
Yes.
Talk about the economic impact of that event.
Looking for some support from the city.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's a great event because it's distinct. Not to toot Candace's horn or Pure Imagination Festival's horn too much, but I think it's great because it's unique and that it is an event that has a pretty sizable in economic impact.
Yes.
Happens over a kind of an abbreviated time and happens away from the traditional places we think of big economic impact events happening.
Right.
You got the rodeo grounds. People complain about the traffic when that happens, unfortunately.
Right.
You got events down on the plaza. People complain about the traffic when that happens.
Right.
Whereas over at Watson, it's kind of a little bit out of the. So if you're a local, you can go, and it's nice. And I know people are like, I've seen some people say, it's kind of expensive to go. If you go all day, though, if you make it a weekend, like it's still relatively affordable.
Right.
So, and
well,
she's always getting interesting people too.
Exactly. I mean, last year she had Michael Franti. I'd never seen him before.
He puts on a great show,
I'm a
right?
huge fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I would travel to see him.
So what's funny is the last concert I went to with my sister before she left town was who was the headliner she had last year?
Oh gosh.
Anyways, it was a band, and we had never we'd never seen them, and then we ended up. I got sick at the beginning of the show. We left, and then they played at this one, and so I thought
fantastic!
It was cool.
Yeah, great. Okay, so she's going to be.
She's going to do a presentation, just kind of seeking support from council and talking about the economic impact. So that'll be kind of a fun thing.
That will be very interesting. Yeah. If you get a chance, ask her to sing. Because we always do.
Oh, yeah, that's
whether
not
she
a bad
wants to
idea.
or not. Yeah, we always say, okay, show us what you got, girl. All right, so that's happening tomorrow, but we need to also talk about the general plan comment period.
Yes.
Which is starting today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is kind of cool. I've been talking to you for more than a year now about the general plan. So we went through the initial process, got lots of feedback, got lots of education for the members on the committee. Now we have had some of the folks over the past few months who are on that committee work to draft a plan. And I should say they inputted, kind of viewpoints and ideas on the draft. A lot of the real heavy lifting of the drafting of the plan came from city staff.
Okay.
So now we've kind of got it together, and this is a period of time where people can kind of look at it and say, okay, you guys maybe missed this, or I really like this, but you should expand on it, or whatever. It's an opportunity. Now, I will say, general plan is very, very long.
Yes.
So I don't expect anyone to sit down at their computer or
and
print
read
it
the
out
whole thing.
and go through it all. But what I have suggested to people is that you can search this document. So if there's a specific topic that you're really interested in, say it's open space, you can go.
And it'll take you right to it. Yeah.
Parks. And you can just kind of go through. And I think that's a pretty good way to look at the document.
Perfect.
And then if you see things there and you're like, hey, I think that this should be different, this is your opportunity to kind of comment.
And you only have 60 days to do it. So it's kind of an urgent thing. And you're going to have, the city's going to have 2 public open houses where staff and committee members can answer questions to the public, correct? So if you have read it and you've got some questions about it.
And I would encourage people, if they read through it and they see things that they do have questions about, to show up to those things.
Okay.
Or you can always email any of your friendly neighborhood council people.
Right. That's another way to do it. But tell people where the open house is.
So the open house, the first one is Monday, September 30th.
Okay.
And that's a week from today at the Raleigh P. Simmons Adult Center on Rosser Street. And it's September 30th from 3 to 6. The following one is Thursday, October 24th from 3 to 6 as well. And that's at the Prescott Public Library Founders Room. And the library, of course, is on Goodwin Street, 215 East Goodwin.
Very good. And I see there's a couple of email addresses or websites that people can go to.
The one that I think is really cool, and this is much easier than combing through the document, is going to what we've been doing this with a number of different kind of hot topics. So they've created what's called a virtual meeting room. So it's kind of set up like it literally feels like you're walking into a room, and you can click on different things, and you can like see videos and different things that kind of help explain it. And so to do that, you can go to planprescott.com.
Okay.
And so if you go there, there's a virtual meeting link, and you can kind of experience it as if you were going to one of those open house meetings and not actually have to leave your house.
Very good. That's planprescott.com. Talking with Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya this morning. More with Mr. Montoya coming up on the other side. If you have a question, the lines are open. 928-541-1016 is the number to get a hold of us here at Leza Live. Right now, you got to check it out if you haven't already. It's Artful Eyes Facebook and Instagram pages. Super cool to see jewelry get a makeover. They are experts at this. Clean out your jewelry box and then go in, sit down with the team, and get your free jewelry design consultation. It's super fun, and you get to repurpose what's just sitting in your jewelry box. Maybe you have something that grandma left you that you don't really want to wear because it's outdated or it needs a repair. You take it in, and then they can tell you what you can turn it into. Turn your old jewelry into something you will love to wear again at the Artful Eye Jewelers, middle of Whiskey Row, downtown Prescott. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA. My guest this morning, Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya, talking about the general plan open houses that are coming up. Well, there's a public safety open house that is coming up, a couple of them as well, that will be outlining details of the controversial Proposition 478.
478
coming up on November's ballot.
Yes, I think it's good that the city is hosting these and putting them on because there's a lot of interest in this proposition, obviously, and which is good.
Yeah.
It's funny. My daughter, who is 17, she's going to turn 18 on November 2nd.
Okay.
So she
Wow,
can
she gets
actually
to vote.
Yeah. So I've been talking to her about propositions and stuff, and she's like, "What does this mean?" She's like, "Should I even care about this?" I'm like, "Yes, you should care about this."
Right. Great opportunity
Trying
to
educate her.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's wild because registering her to vote. By the way, I had to register her before the deadline.
Yeah.
I didn't register. I helped her.
Right.
Showed her how to do it, and her status is inactive until she turns 18. And then she can't vote early. She actually has to go in person.
Well, she has to. Your first time,
you
have
to.
to.
Your first time, yeah.
So
that's like a
confession
rite of passage.
confession time for me.
Okay.
I have voted in every election except for the one when my daughter was born. Right. So
Right.
and I was in Cottonwood, so it was kind of like, and I wasn't on early voting list then.
Okay.
But I've never voted in person.
Oh, you got to do it. It's an experience. It
Seems like a hassle. So here's the problem. So pivoting back to the proposition, one of the things that I think that is a challenge for me is that one of the reasons I like voting like from the comfort of my home and like with
Sure,
and I
taking
don't
your
I don't
time
mail it. I drop it off at the county thing.
Yeah.
But I like, especially when you have a lot of propositions
Right.
on a ballot, you're like, well, what does this mean? Like you can kind of look at it, you can research. I remember during the primary, I went and watched all the some of the debates at like 1.5 speed, so I could see like, okay, this guy seems nice, this guy doesn't, whatever.
Right.
I like that instead of just walking in and kind of be like, that's right. Are you bringing a cheat sheet? I guess.
Well, you have to. That's what I do. When you go into the polling place, you have to have already done all of your research and ready to go because you can't stand in that polling place for an hour trying to figure out what you want to do.
They'll get angry.
Yeah, they'll get angry. We have a caller on the line.
Let's hear.
Looks like Sherry is calling in. Good morning, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Yes.
Good morning, Sherry. You have a question for Councilman Montoya?
Yes. I'd like to know if the council is going to find other ways to make the money they want instead of taxing the citizens.
That's a great question. So I will say one of the things in my regular conversations with the city manager that I've talked about is, obviously this is a kind of came out of some of the proposals from the fire chief and the police chief about how to move forward. But one thing I've been, when you're at the kind of the will of the voters for this approval, we have to think about a plan B, so to speak.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Because it's not as if these needs that we're talking about are going to go away if the proposition doesn't pass.
Right.
And so one of the biggest things that I think about is how do we encourage and nurture economic development in this community? Because ultimately, if we can't get an increase in the tax, we have to increase the revenue some way.
Somehow. Yeah, absolutely.
But great
Sherry,
question.
thank you for the call. We want to tell people that the next open house meeting will be on Thursday, September 26th from 3 to 5 o'clock at the Prescott Police Department. And you can come on in, and there's going to be information boards, handouts. Staff will be available to answer questions. Looks like we have another question on the phone. We have Ginger. Good morning, Ginger.
Hi, Ginger.
Hi. Hey, I just wanted to say I'm one of the poll workers at the my site is the Mormon site, the Mormon Church in Prescott Valley.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And I just want to encourage you.
Oh.
We get so excited, the poll workers, when we have a first-time voter, the poll workers just go nuts.
Oh,
We
so I
just
should
get
send
so
her to you.
Excited for it. So please encourage that she come in. We'd love to see her.
Well, she doesn't have a choice because she can't get an early ballot, so
Right.
she's got to go in person. Which
Yeah.
I'm excited. I actually tried to talk her into taking her younger brother, and she was like, "I don't think Ellis he's 8," and she's like, "I don't think he's going to be into it."
We have families come in together and the younger kids, and we give them the I Vote sticker.
Oh, nice.
Just because it's such a good experience, and it really shows the patriotic. The whole team gets so excited.
Awesome.
So I just I look forward to her voting this November.
I do too. And Ginger, I just want to say thank you for volunteering to do that work, because that is so valuable and necessary, and a lot of I've had friends who've done it, and it's a big commitment. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Ginger, and thank you for calling.
Thank you, and I've got to say it's about 17-hour commitment that day.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, we do it because we love our country and we believe in it. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day.
You do as well. Very nice. And again, back on the talking about the open house for Proposition 478. It's coming up on Thursday this week, 3 to 5 at the Prescott Police Department. And you can get a list of all the upcoming open houses and the meetings at participateprescott.com. More with Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya coming up here on Leza Live. Stay with us.
Do you know who sings this song?
And we're back. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. It's Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA, chatting with Prescott City Councilman Brandon Montoya this morning, and you've got some good news to share about the airport.
Yeah, this is super exciting. So as folks have known, the City of Prescott has been engaging in some land acquisition around the airport that has been somewhat costly.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the good things that has happened is we've received 2 grants to offset some of those costs. So that's a big deal. It's what I like to think of as repatriating your federal tax dollars to our community. So it's great stuff.
Very good. You want to mention how much?
Big numbers
Yeah.
here. We got there's totaling $3.3 million. That's quite a bit of money.
That
is. And the first grant was 3.1. I should say that one came from Arizona Department of Transportation, ADOT.
Fabulous.
And then $243,000 from the Federal Aviation Administration.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Give us all our tax money back.
Yes, we absolutely. Okay, so something that you want to share, it's a safe haven baby box at one of our local fire departments.
So this is really cool,
Yes.
and I want to give a shout out to one of the city administration specialists. Her name's Amber Fraser, and she kind of has been working behind the scenes to shepherd this process through. So a safe haven box is kind of unique. If there's a mother who's had a pregnancy and is not sure what to do with the baby and doesn't think she can raise that baby, there's a bunch of the hospital is one, the fire departments typically are one,
and they're safe havens.
And they're safe havens, so you
Right.
can kind of drop off a newborn.
No questions asked.
Nobody's gonna arrest you or anything like that.
Right.
Not gonna ask you any questions. This is designed to make it even easier, and so the way it's a temperature controlled box, it's like a not a box even. It's more like a drawer.
Okay.
Right. You pull out the drawer.
Yeah.
You put baby inside.
Right.
You shut the drawer. It's
Right.
temperature controlled. An alarm goes off so that the fire department's like,
Knows
okay,
there's a
yeah,
child
there's a child
inside.
there. Also, what happens is all this information drops out on mom's side, where there's resources of like, what do I do now? Like,
Right.
how do I get, like, maybe, I need medical care. Maybe I've got, addiction issues, whatever is going on.
Right.
Resources so that you don't just go away kind of like,
Right.
whatever. So it's the first in Yavapai County. I think it's the first in maybe even the state of Arizona.
Wow.
And
wow.
so what's really cool about this is that we're having the Safe Haven Baby, kind of organization, the nonprofit, goes around the country kind of doing what they call a blessing of the box.
Okay.
And so we're having that event on September 30th at 1 p.m.
Okay.
at the Fire Station 71, which is the White Spar Fire Station.
Okay.
And it's really cool. Like I said, it's a resource. I think it's, my heart just goes out to that whole situation, right? Where
Right.
you've got, maybe a young mom who's like not sure how to handle the situation,
Right.
and kind of needs help, and anything we can do to kind of make that easier for everyone involved is kind of a nice
Yes.
thing.
Do you know how often babies are dropped off at safe havens in our area?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I know that there have been situations where you've got people who are maybe living like kind of like as unhoused people or homeless people.
Yes.
And they
Sure.
don't know how to manage that situation,
Right.
like because they're pregnant and they don't know what to do.
Right.
And so there have been situations for sure in this community, and hopefully it never gets used.
Right.
That would be the ideal.
Right.
But
It's an option.
But having it as an option,
Yes.
because the alternatives are so much worse.
Right, absolutely. It's just amazing to me, and it's
A-
great that there's a place. I mean, because you wonder how it works. They drop it off on the doorstep and run away. Is it a secret thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because it is so sad,
Well-
and your heart just goes out to somebody in that situation. But you're happy that they have a place to go
Right.
for help.
And I think the way that we want to, again, this particular box is set up in a really cool way where, again, it makes sure first and foremost that baby is safe,
Right.
right? And immediately kind of like, and it's at a fire station where it's staffed all the time, right?
Right.
That's exactly where you want this to happen.
Exactly.
But it's also not like this thing where the mom is in the situation where she feels like she's going to get arrested or something.
Right. Scared and
Yeah.
shamed. And
Yeah.
It's got to be hard enough as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
To make that decision.
Yeah.
And then to also get the resources, like you said, that the box is going to provide to the mom.
Yeah.
That's pretty wonderful.
It's a cool thing
Yeah.
to have in our community. It puts, I think, kind of shows that we are a community that really cares about making sure that people have resources like that.
Yes, absolutely. Again, when is the blessing?
It is September 30th
Okay.
at 1 p.m.
Okay.
at Fire Station 71, which is on the 333 White Spar. Just
Okay.
drive down White Spar Road until you see.
Yes, the big,
big
wonderful
fire
statue
station.
and the great statue memorial for our
Yeah.
firefighters. Okay, good. Well, is that all we have to talk about?
That's
I can't
it.
believe it. We've
That's
wrapped
it.
it up.
We're
Any
done.
outreach that you're participating in, or anything particular you want to share? We have about a minute left.
Let me think. I think I think I mentioned this to you last time I was on. I will be back out at the farmers market in December, so that's a ways away. Still.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's not that far away,
Right.
but it feels a ways away.
Yeah,
to me,
but
still.
you will be out there with a booth. You're not just going to shop, because you are continuing to shop,
yes,
right?
yes. I should say, clarify. I will be out there at
Yes.
a booth. We do still
Yes.
have council members going once a month,
Right.
And so when when we get closer and I'm back on your show,
Yeah.
I'll mention it. But I think my time at the farmers market in the booth, I'll be out there with the fire chief,
Yes.
so that'll be fun.
And you can always reach out to
Yeah,
Councilman
I should
Montoya.
say I try to be as accessible as possible.
Yes, you do.
And so one of the ways that you can reach me, the easiest and best way, especially if you have a specific issue, is brandon.montoya@prescott-az.gov.
Wonderful. Thank you for spending time with us this morning. We appreciate you. And thank
you.
you for listening. I'll be back on Wednesday. Karen Fan's sitting in tomorrow. Have a great day.